Maryland Real Estate Salesperson Exam Practice Test. Question 1. Which answer correctly classifies a situation involving the minimum age qualification for a Maryland real estate salesperson applicant? Option A, at least 16 years old. Option B, at least 18 years old. Option C, at least 19 years old. Option D, at least 21 years old. The correct answer is option B, at least 18 years old. Age alone does not authorize brokerage activity before the license is issued. The applicant must also satisfy education, examination, character, and broker-affiliation requirements. Maryland requires a salesperson applicant to have reached 18 years of age. Question 2. At a settlement preparation in Annapolis, Gavin explains a central Maryland advertising requirement for licensees and teams. Which real estate principle is involved? Option A. Avoid the words real estate or real estate brokerage in the team name. Option B. Include at least one licensee team member's name. Option C. Include the licensed brokerage name conspicuously. Option D. Disclose the advertiser's license status and broker relationship. The correct answer is option C. Include the licensed brokerage name conspicuously. Consumers must be able to identify the brokerage responsible for the services. An individual licensee's name or contact information cannot obscure the broker relationship. Misleading presentation can support disciplinary action. Question 3. A transaction file for a small apartment building raises an issue involving the usual deadline for Maryland agency disclosure to an unrepresented transaction participant. Which answer best resolves the classification? Option A. Treat every party fairly and honestly. Option B. Disclose representation through the medium of first contact. Option C. Explain the differences among Maryland agency roles. Option D. No later than the first scheduled face-to-face contact. The correct answer is option D. No later than the first scheduled face-to-face contact. When first contact occurs through another medium, representation must be disclosed through that same medium. The disclosure identifies whom the licensee represents before substantive in-person dealings progress. The rule prevents consumers from misunderstanding the licensee's loyalty and role. Stressed about your AccuPlacer? We can take AccuPlacer for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. Which concept should a property manager apply to facts involving the Maryland requirement after changing an escrow account number, bank, or establishing another reported special account? Option A. Notify the commission in writing within 10 days. Option B. Promptly account for all trust money. Option C. Keep trust money until an authorized disposition occurs. Option D. A non-interest-bearing escrow or special account. The correct answer is option A. Notify the commission in writing within 10 days. Prompt notice allows the commission to maintain current information for audit and enforcement. The duty applies even though the funds remain properly segregated. The broker should document the date and substance of the change. Question 5. For a Maryland real estate salesperson exam practice test study session, Hector analyzes a small apartment building during a lease negotiation in Baltimore. Yasmin is studying a rule concerning the duty of the buyer's Maryland licensee in a covered residential sale. Which term should be chosen? Option A. No duty to disclose a death or felony occurrence as a property defect. Option B. Inform the buyer of statutory disclosure rights. Option C. Inform the seller of disclosure or disclaimer obligations. Option D. Deliver the disclosure or disclaimer on or before contract formation. The correct answer is option B. Inform the buyer of statutory disclosure rights. Performing the statutory informational duty limits additional responsibility under that disclosure section. The representative explains the purchaser's right to receive the required seller form and acknowledgement. The licensee should also direct technical property questions to qualified inspectors or other experts. Question 6. When a cooperative unit transaction involves the required location for Maryland Trust money records, which answer identifies the controlling concept? Option A. Keep trust money until an authorized disposition occurs. Option B. Provide notice to both interested parties before a good-faith distribution. Option C. A secured area within the broker's office. Option D. Promptly account for all trust money. The correct answer is option C. A secured area within the broker's office. The record should permit the broker and commission personnel to trace deposits and disbursements. Secure storage supports the broker's accounting and supervision duties. Trust- account documentation must be protected from unauthorized access or loss. Question 7. A practice question describes the Maryland rule when initial agency contact is not face-to-face. Which response is best? Option A. No later than the first scheduled face-to-face contact. Option B. Treat every party fairly and honestly. Option C. A written brokerage agreement. Option D. Disclose representation through the medium of first contact. The correct answer is option D. Disclose representation through the medium of first contact. Early disclosure prevents the other party from assuming the licensee represents them. The later written form requirements still apply at the appropriate stage. A telephone, email, or other remote contact requires a representation disclosure in that communication method. Question 8. During a pre-listing meeting, which principle is illustrated by the authority needed for a Maryland broker to invest trust money? Option A. Written instructions or written agreement of the interested parties. Option B. Provide notice to both interested parties before a good-faith distribution. Option C. Keep trust money until an authorized disposition occurs. Option D. Promptly account for all trust money. The correct answer is option A. Written instructions or written agreement of the interested parties. The broker may not place client money in an investment based on unilateral judgment. Written direction identifies the permitted account or investment arrangement. Records must remain available for inspection and accounting. Are you looking for AccuPlacer actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access AccuPlacer study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get AccuPlacer answer key today. Question 9. Which answer states the concept associated with the Maryland requirement when a licensee advertises the sale, rent, or purchase of real property? Option A. Include the licensed brokerage name conspicuously. Option B. Disclose the advertiser's licensed status and broker relationship. Option C. Avoid the words real estate or real estate brokerage in the team name. Option D. Show the broker or branch manager telephone number. The correct answer is option B. Disclose the advertiser's licensed status and broker relationship. A salesperson or associate broker must also identify the broker on whose behalf the advertisement is made. The public should know that the advertiser is acting as a licensed professional. Failure to provide the information can be grounds for discipline. Question 10. A appraiser handling a vacant parcel in Towson must identify a required subject in the Maryland written representation disclosure. Which choice is correct? Option A. A written brokerage agreement. Option B. Display the commission open-house notice conspicuously. Option C. Explain the differences among Maryland agency roles. Option D. Disclose representation through the medium of first contact. The correct answer is option C. Explain the differences among Maryland agency roles. Consumers must be able to distinguish seller agency, buyer agency, subagency, dual agency, and intra-company representation. Understanding the roles supports informed decisions about entering a brokerage agreement. The disclosure also describes fairness, confidentiality, material-fact, and offer-presentation duties. Question 11. During an inspection period for a single-family home in Gaithersburg, Imani needs to identify the rule described as the Maryland advertising requirement when a salesperson or associate broker uses an individual phone number or email address. Which answer applies? Option A. Include the licensed brokerage name conspicuously. Option B. Include at least one licensee team member's name. Option C. Disclose the advertiser's licensed status and broker relationship. Option D. Show the broker or branch manager telephone number. The correct answer is option D. Show the broker or branch manager telephone number. A personal contact detail cannot appear alone in a manner that suggests independent practice. The required broker-level contact information makes the supervisory connection clear. The rule applies to consumer-directed promotion across communication media. Question 12. A tenant is reviewing an office building in Bowie. Which term describes the method a Maryland listing-side licensee uses to satisfy disclosure duties while holding property open to the public? Option A. Display the commission open-house notice conspicuously. Option B. A written brokerage agreement. Option C. Disclose representation through the medium of first contact. Option D. Explain the differences among Maryland agency roles. The correct answer is option A. Display the commission open-house notice conspicuously. It must remain visible and use the commission-prescribed form rather than an altered substitute. A private scheduled meeting may trigger different written disclosure steps. The official notice informs visitors that the licensee present represents the seller or lessor. Question 13. At a buyer consultation, a Maryland exam candidate encounters the following description: the listing licensee's Maryland duty in a covered residential transaction. Which concept is being tested? Option A. No duty to disclose a death or felony occurrence as a property defect. Option B. Inform the seller of disclosure or disclaimer obligations. Option C. A hidden material condition posing a direct health or safety threat. Option D. Inform the buyer of statutory disclosure rights. The correct answer is option B. Inform the seller of disclosure or disclaimer obligations. Proper instruction and delivery protect the purchaser's statutory rights. The licensee is not required to conduct an independent property inspection solely to complete the seller's form. The seller must understand the state form choices, timing, and latent minus defect responsibilities. Question 14. Amina is assisting with a retail suite transaction in Cumberland. Which principle applies when the facts involve the confidentiality rule governing price and terms in Maryland dual agency? Option A. Written informed consent of all parties. Option B. Assign separate intra-minus company agents to the buyer and seller. Option C. Do not reveal a client's negotiating limits without authorization. Option D. The broker or designated branch office manager. The correct answer is option C. Do not reveal a client's negotiating limits without authorization. The seller's willingness to accept less and the buyer's willingness to pay more are protected information. Motivation and urgency are also confidential unless disclosure is authorized or required by law. Protecting these facts prevents one side from gaining an unfair bargaining advantage. Question 15. Which answer most accurately identifies the Maryland professional duty concerning significant property information in a real estate transaction? Option A. Verify a recommended home minus improvement contractor's license annually. Option B. Do not guarantee future resale profits. Option C. A penalty of up to $5,000 per violation. Option D. Disclose known or reasonably knowable material facts. The correct answer is option D. Disclose known or reasonably knowable material facts. The licensee should make a reasonable effort to ascertain material facts about property accepted for agency. Intentional concealment and negligent failure to investigate obvious issues can both support discipline. Technical matters should be referred to qualified specialists when needed. Question 16. A question arising during financing review concerns the document establishing a Maryland residential brokerage relationship between a broker and client. Which choice gives the best classification? Option A. A written brokerage agreement. Option B. Display the commission open minus house notice conspicuously. Option C. Explain the differences among Maryland agency roles. Option D. No later than the first scheduled face minus to minus face contact. The correct answer is option A. A written brokerage agreement. The agreement defines the representation, services, compensation, and duties. The document also helps the parties understand potential conflicts and termination rights. Agency should not be inferred from casual assistance when state law requires a written relationship. Question 17. While analyzing a subdivision lot, RENA must apply the concept involving the maximum administrative monetary penalty Maryland may impose under the cited disciplinary section. Which answer should be selected? Option A. Disclose known or reasonably knowable material facts. Option B. A penalty of up to $5,000 per violation. Option C. Avoid prizes, lotteries, or contests used to influence a property sale. Option D. Verify a recommended home minus improvement contractor's license annually. The correct answer is option B. A penalty of up to $5,000 per violation. Separate violations can create separate penalty exposure. The Commission considers seriousness, harm, good faith, and prior violations when setting an amount. The fine may be imposed instead of or in addition to reprimand, suspension, or revocation. Question 18. Which real estate term is defined by the deadline tied to a successful Maryland examination result? Option A. Apply within 30 days. Option B. Apply within 2 years. Option C. Apply for licensure within 1 year after passing. Option D. Apply at any time without score expiration. The correct answer is option C. Apply for licensure within 1 year after passing. Waiting beyond the permitted period can require additional examination steps. Prompt application also allows the candidate to complete brokerage affiliation and fee requirements. Maryland requires successful candidates to complete the original minus license process before the passing score expires.
Stressed about your FCLE? We can take FCLE for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 19. In a transaction involving a rental home, which rule controls when there is the Maryland duty when a broker offers affiliated licensees bonuses for selling or leasing brokerage minus listed property? Option A. Do not reveal a client's negotiating limits without authorization. Option B. Assign separate intra-minus company agents to the buyer and seller. Option C. The broker or designated branch office manager. Option D. Disclose offered financial bonuses to each party. The correct answer is option D. Disclose offered financial bonuses to each party. The bonus does not eliminate the duty to act in the client's interests. Transparency allows the parties to evaluate the licensee's advice with full knowledge of the conflict. The disclosure alerts clients to a compensation incentive that could influence recommendations. Question 20. A buyer asks about the Maryland limitation designed to prevent a team from appearing to be an independent brokerage. Which answer provides the legally accurate concept? Option A. Avoid the words real estate or real estate brokerage in the team name. Option B. Disclose the advertiser's licensed status and broker relationship. Option C. Include at least one licensee team member's name. Option D. Include the licensed brokerage name conspicuously. The correct answer is option A. Avoid the words real estate or real estate brokerage in the team name. A team operates within the licensed broker's business rather than as a separate brokerage. The team name must not mislead consumers about who is responsible for supervision. Advertising must directly connect the team name with the brokerage name. Question 21. Zane encounters the principal pre-licensing education requirement for a Maryland salesperson applicant during a title examination. Which principle should guide the analysis? Option A. Complete a 30-hour course. Option B. Complete an approved 60-hour course. Option C. Complete a 75-hour course. Option D. Complete experience instead of education. The correct answer is option B. Complete an approved 60-hour course. The course includes a 3-hour ethics component approved by the Commission. The approved salesperson curriculum is limited to 60 clock hours and covers national and state topics. Passing a school course does not replace the state licensing examination. Question 22. Which choice best matches the description the Maryland treatment of specified psychologically stigmatizing events? Option A. Deliver the disclosure or disclaimer on or before contract formation. Option B. A hidden material condition posing a direct health or safety threat. Option C. No duty to disclose a death or felony occurrence as a property defect. Option D. Inform the buyer of statutory disclosure rights. The correct answer is option C. No duty to disclose a death or felony occurrence as a property defect. A homicide, suicide, accidental or natural death, or felony occurrence is not classified as a material property fact under the cited rule. Licensees should answer lawful questions carefully without misrepresentation or unlawful discrimination. The law also protects non-disclosure of specified health-status information about an owner or occupant. Question 23. During review of a warehouse in Silver Spring, the parties discuss the state body responsible for licensing, examination, regulation, and discipline of real estate licensees. Which term applies? Option A. The Maryland Association of Realtors. Option B. The Local Planning Commission. Option C. The Maryland Department of Assessments and Taxation. Option D. The Maryland Real Estate Commission. The correct answer is option D. The Maryland Real Estate Commission. Private trade associations do not issue Maryland real estate licenses. The Commission acts to protect public health, safety, and welfare through professional regulation. It adopts and enforces rules within authority granted by statute. Question 24. An exam scenario presents the general Maryland rule for a salesperson or associate broker receiving payment for brokerage services. Which answer is most accurate? Option A. Accept compensation only through the affiliated broker. Option B. Accept payment directly from any client. Option C. Accept payment from a settlement vendor. Option D. Accept payment from an unlicensed referral source. The correct answer is option A. Accept compensation only through the affiliated broker. Direct payment from a client, vendor, or other person can violate the license relationship. Statutory exceptions must be applied narrowly and documented. The supervising brokerage controls compensation and transaction accounting. Question 25. A licensee preparing for a buyer consultation must recognize a Maryland duty owed in residential brokerage relationships. Which concept does this describe? Option A. A written brokerage agreement. Option B. Present written offers and counteroffers promptly. Option C. Treat every party fairly and honestly. Option D. Disclose representation through the medium of first contact. The correct answer is option B. Present written offers and counteroffers promptly. Delaying an offer to influence compensation or outcome can breach professional duties. The client, not the licensee, decides how to respond unless lawful authority provides otherwise. The licensee transmits written proposals in a timely manner even when the property is already subject to a contract.